G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, in fact, if you started watching last couple of weeks, you probably noticed I wasn't looking too well. And in fact, I wasn't feeling well either. So I went to and checked with the doctors on Monday. And so apparently, according to the doctors, what I was experiencing, what I was suffering was something called being a pulse. And apparently I just had to drink some concrete and harden the fuck up and I would be fine. So yeah, here I am. I drank some concrete. I'm back to normal. And in fact, I checked with the doctors, right? They're like, I was like, you know, a lot of you guys were saying, hey, welcome. With all the yelling and stuff, you're going to have a heart attack soon with the high blood pressure pills. And I went to check the doctors and I specifically asked if I got blood pressure issues. And the doctor was like, nope, you have no blood pressure issues. In fact, you're so healthy. Why are you even here? Okay, so shame on you. I told you I'm okay. And yes, you are here today not to listen to me ranting about what happened to me, but I'm good. And you know, here I am. Let's talk about rugby. First up, the most important ranking in the history of the world, and that is the Rugby World Rankings. The Ireland team moved up one spot after New Zealand lost to France. Probably, and also Ireland winning against Argentina as well. I don't think Ireland got that much points from beating Argentina, but mostly because New Zealand lost. And yeah, it is really, you know, still quite a bit of a gap between the #1 ranked team in the world and Ireland, because obviously the South Africans was able to get a lot of points winning away in recent times, and also that loss to New Zealand really cost the Irish quite a few points being at home and such. So yeah, a little bit of shuffling around out there from last weekend. But yeah, let's go through some news. We've got a lot to talk about this week. First up, the mighty Springboks and Dr. Rassie Erasmus has announced his team. And I need to move the light a little bit. I can't even read this. Has announced his team for the Welsh game this weekend. And yeah, it's you know, Warren Gatland versus the Lions tour head coach versus Rassie Erasmus. Are we gonna see the return of the infamous kicking game? I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, let's have a look at the players that's going to be playing for the Springboks this weekend. Coming in #1, the big man Thomas du Toit has been moved to the Lucerne side. Johan Huebler coming in #2, and Wilco Low, a fresh front row this weekend for the Springboks. John Clang returns for injury field at #4. Franco Moster #5, again, super performer for the Springboks. #6, the captain Sia Khaleesi at #7. Alreich Low at #8. Jasper Wiese. As you can notice, there's one guy missing in the starting team, and that is Ibn Esbeth. He's on the bench. So yeah, a little bit of change there, but I think John Clang and Franco Mosters are just incredible players. Won't be an issue. Just the front rowers might be a bit of a fresh one there. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes against the Welsh. The Welsh scrum is not too bad based on their performance against the Wallabies. So yeah, if the Springboks, you know, underestimate them a little bit, especially in the starting team, they might have to bring on the bomb squad a little bit earlier to settle the score there. Coming out of #9, Jaden Hendricks once again. #10, Jordan Hendricks. The brothers playing next to each other. #10, that's gonna be a bit of a nightmare because they actually look kind of like us well on the field. #11, Curdy Adams gets a #11 jersey. #12, Damien De Allende, the veterans, and #13, Jesse Creel, the no day off, Mr. No Day Off in the back line. And #14, Cheslin Kobe. And finally, this is the big question: is there gonna be a lot of kicking game? Because Dr. Rassie Erasmus has brought in Apalele Farsi in the fullback position ahead of a Willie LaRue. So yeah, maybe we are going to be seeing some of the high ball play because Cheslin Kobe, Farsi, and what's his name, Curdy Alensa are all very, very, very good under the high ball. And they have Jasper Wiese as well, who's also a high ball pressure player in the loose forward position. So we might see some of the Lions tour style back this weekend. So yeah, with Jordan Hendricks and Jaden Hendricks are playing next to each other, they could potentially go to a pretty conservative style for the Springboks. Coming out of the reserves now, we got Malcolm Marks coming #16. Kamp comes in #17, and Vinny the Big Cock comes in at #18. #19, Eben Esbeth. #20, Achias Neyman. #21, Cameron Hanekom. Huge debut for the man from the Bulls. And I think a lot of fans will be really happy. There's a lot of people. He had a really, really good season in the URC last season, and a lot of people thought he probably deserved a shot in the sooner than later with the Springboks. And here he is for the Bulls here representing for the Springboks. Coming up into 22, Kobus Reinach, the veteran player, and finally, I guess the true bomb squad style veteran nowadays, the guy that comes on and diffuses the situation, shoot the youngsters starts to struggle. That is Handré Pollard at the number 23 jersey. Yes, Warren Gatland obviously losing 11 in a row, looking at the prospect of losing the 12th this weekend against the mighty Springboks. And yeah, it's very unlikely that Springboks going to lose this one. If the Springboks lose this one, they're literally going to lose like 10 points, right? It's not going to be 10, it's going to be like two, maybe 3 points this weekend in the world rankings. They really don't want to do that. Plus, Rassi Rasmus and Warren Gatland goes kind of back to the Lions tour, and he really would not want to lose out on this match this weekend. There's some talks of Gatland getting fired, and it's just, yeah, it is a tough time. He's currently still scheduled to be going to the Six Nations this year. I think that his planning, and he is building towards the future, but the planning of the team around the July Test series was really, really poor decisions made by Gatland to not play his core players in July. And yeah, there's a lot of inconsistency in the team at the moment as a result of that. Adam Beard also injured on the weekend, big knee injury. He's pretty much, yeah, one of the core players. Again, the consistency isn't there because he's been left out of the team for quite a while. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the serious problem at the Wallabies. According to this article written by John Ferguson, it's the prop positions. Yeah, I know Tupou was not able to play last week due to apparently a bit of a knee injury. So the assessment of this article is the fact that the Wallabies is going to potentially struggle this weekend against the Scottish. And he's, in some extent, yeah, without Tupou, the Wallabies might struggle a little bit. The assessment of the article is that Angus Bell will struggle against Xander Fagerson. Not bloody likely. Don't think Xander Fagerson is going to have the heads over Angus Bell. He did say that the Welsh team, tight head prop, what's his name, gave about Archie Griffin gave Angus Bell a bit of a hard time, but Archie Griffin is not that bad of a scrummager. I think Xander Fagerson would not have an easy time over Angus Bell because yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't think Xander Fagerson is that technical of a scrummager, to be really frank with you. Pierre Schumann, on the other hand, might have a bit of a say against Alan Alatoa because of Tupou's not available. And yeah, that is a big question mark, and it is Rugby Australia's fault of letting go of the best tight head prop in the entire Super Rugby, potentially. Probably the best tight head prop in the entire Super Rugby this season. That is Jermaine Ainsley, who played for the Highlanders and formerly also played for the Wallabies a few matches in the past. They let him go. He went overseas, and he was playing for the Highlanders. The Wallabies should have, Rugby Australia should have offered him to stay and play for an Australian club instead of going to Europe. He was really, really, really good for the Highlanders in Super Rugby, and it's kind of sad to see him go. And yeah, speaking of Alan Alatoa, why do I have Alan Alatoa? Oh yeah, by the way, they call him Triple A. Why do they call him Triple A? He's Alan Alatoa is one word. Alan Alatoa is one word, so it's just AA, and his middle name is Imani, so it's AEA. It's not Triple A, but people call him Triple A for some reason. But anyway, let's talk about more problems in New Zealand, and this is something that I'm very, very, I got a little bit of a surprise core here, right? First of all, New Zealand is having this problem with the fly half. Beauden Barrett's getting too old, also struggling a little bit in terms of performance. And then Damien McKenzie starting to build into shape, and he's already 28. He's only got about 1 World Cup cycle, maybe 2 if you're really pushing him in a little bit. 28 or 29. He's pretty much got 1 World Cup cycle left in him. And he got Richie Mo'unga overseas. We're not really keen to come back. Again, Richie Mo'unga might have 1 or 2 cycles. I think it's about 28 as well, about 1 cycles left. And then New Zealand don't have anybody else coming through the ranks in the number 10 jersey. They let go the latest exit in 10 jerseys, Harry Plummer. He signed with Clermont in France. They also let go Aidan Morgan, the Hurricanes guy, as well. And just really, even these guys stay, they aren't like, they're still miles away from David McKenzie and Richie Muonga, just really not international test. Like Harry Plummer is almost just a glorified ball, passer, like just someone passes the distributor. It's not, he doesn't even distribute. Like the Blues played without him. They just had the number 9 passing the ball straight to the forward pack and rumbles through for the tries. So Harry Plummer hardly touched the ball the entire season. So it's not even like a big loss for New Zealand, but the question is raised. Where is your next number 10 gonna come from? What's his name? Hohepa from Crusaders. Yeah, okay, meh-ish. There's another young guy, what's his name, coming through the ranks. The Rihanna as well at the Crusaders. Okay-ish. Not really like blowing anybody's socks off, and not quite anywhere near the level of Richie Muonga. So yeah, the question is left. Who's gonna be the All Blacks fly half coming out soon? And I have a wild card selection here for all of you, and that is Mr. Rabbit. James O'Connor could potentially play for the All Blacks next year. Okay, believe it or not, he hasn't played for the Wallabies since 2022. He's currently signed to the Crusaders, and his parents were born in New Zealand, and his grandparents born in South Africa. So he literally could play either the Springboks or the All Blacks next year. So he's completely open, and Rabbit, one of the most promising player in the history of Rugby Australia, squandered his talents with some itchy nose problems. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I think he had a bit, maybe not quite that, but he was just partying a bit too hard. I think that was the problem, right? Anyway, it's a shame that he squandered that opportunity. But yeah, he was so talented coming through. Yeah, like there was, but yeah, I would love to see that James O'Connor getting a spot in the All Blacks. That'll be hilarious if he actually makes it through. And yeah, so anyway, moving on, the French have announced their team this weekend against Argentina. This is quickly go through. Coming in at number 1, they don't have a proper list here, so coming in at 1, Gross, number 2, Movaka, number 3. The return of Uni Antonio, number 3, Flamont, number 5. Number 3, Antonio, number 4, Flamont, number 5, Miafau, number 6, Francois Cox, number 7, Charles Olivon, and number 8, Charles Olivon, number 7, Bodegent, number 9, Anton Dupont, number 10, Tomo Ramos, number 11, Pierre Bieri, number 12, Moefana, number 13, Gael Ficu, number 14, Gabien Villiers, number 15, Barrett, number 16, Macron, number 17, Lida Vardy, number 18, Colomb, number 19, Romat, number 20, Gillard, number 21, Gazzotti, number 22, Lagarek, and number 23, Galeton. And that's the French team. Pretty similar setup to against the All Blacks. I'm pretty sure. I think this Antonio returns. Basically, that's the change, and I think there might be a change at number 4 and 5. Olivon was on the bench against the All Blacks, so a little change there as well. But the 9-10 combo remains. Winger remains. The center combination remains. And was there a change of fullback? No, I think fullbacks might be the same. The backline I think is pretty much the same against the All Blacks. So yeah. And the Argentinians also announced their team this weekend as well with a couple. What was it? 2 changes. A couple of changes. How many changes was this? 1 change for the team against the French. So coming in number 1, Thomas Gargio. Number 2, Julian Montoya. Number 3, Joe Scalvi. Number 2, Guido Petty. Number 5, Pedro Rubulio. Number 6, Pablo Matera. Number 7, Juan Martin Gonzalez. Number 8, Joaquin Oviedo. Number 9, Gonzalo Garcia. Number 10, Thomas Alberno. Number 11, Batista Del Gui. Number 12, Matias Moroni. Number 13, Lucio Cinti. Number 14, Rodrigo Isgor. Number 15, Juan Cruz Malia. Who's the guy that they changed? I'm trying to think. Is it in number 11? Did they change in number 11? Let's say, what do they say? Marcus Creamer on the bench. Oh, the scrum half has been changed. Yeah, the Bertrand was at number 9. Number 16, Ignacio Ruiz. Number 17, Ignacio Calles. Number 18, Francisco Gomez Cordella. Number 19, Franco Molia. Number 20, Marco Crema. Big return. Number 21, Latrano Baza Velez. Number 22, Santiago Carreras. And number 23, Mateo Carreras. He's back. He's an absolute machine. Apparently, he was away due to the birth of a child or something. So it's good to see him back. I was surprised he's not starting. He's absolute try-scoring machine, Mateo Carreras. For the Wallabies now, Samu Kerevi has been suspended for 3 test matches after the high shot. He has been reduced down to 2 should he complete the tackling score. Rassie Rasmus, talking a lot of giving a bit of praises to Rowan Gatland, a lot of respect. But I think that, after beating Gatland at the Lions tour, Rassie is not too worried about the Welsh this weekend. Ireland injury update: Ty Furlong will be ready to play against Fiji this weekend, with Ryan Baird out with a concussion. England had a bit of a they lost they lost on the weekend to South Africa. Poor defense left and right, and Ellis Genge came out and said that was the worst defense. It was probably the worst defense. I mean, it's interesting because they say Ellis Genge, I have never seen his defense so bad. Obviously this guy has not watched England versus France at Twickenham, 2 years ago. So that was bad. He obviously didn't watch Six Nations to make a comment like that, because it's definitely been worse. Now, it is something that I'm a bit of a controversial opinion here. So obviously the Melbourne Rebels, I think that World Rugby needs to do something about this, because they won't. I'll tell you why. The Rebels obviously gone, and what there's a game basically that's been scheduled. They have to fill it, and they wanted to bring in what's called the First Nation team. So First Nation and Pacific Islander players to fill this team and play this match for the Melbourne Rebels match against the British Irish Lions. I'm really strongly against this. I think this is just grossly racist. I know the All Blacks does it with the Maori All Blacks. Surely World Rugby needs to stop this. I know, being woke and everything, you are literally putting players on the field based on their race, and not to mention, you're putting on an exhibition match of a bunch of, ethnic minorities, for the entertainment of the visiting British and Irish, right? Isn't that am I the only one who think this is just grossly racist? You're literally putting on colored people to put on a show for white people coming over from Britain, right? Is it just me, or this is just grossly racist? I mean, anyway, I just think the whole idea of selecting a team based on race is just absolutely deplorable. And for some reason, World Rugby don't care. It's disgraceful. And same with the Maori All Blacks. They should just allow anybody who's a New Zealand citizen to play for the Maori All Blacks. The team should just be name only, not actually checking people's heritage and literally checking people's heritage and making sure they are part Maori for them to be playing. I think it's disgraceful. It's just disgraceful. It's disgusting. But yeah, I think it's quite disgusting to have that anywhere in the world, and especially in this time of the year. So anyway, moving on, only for Australian rugby to go backwards in terms of equality, right? My God, it's disgraceful. Anyway, moving on. Let me know your thoughts about that. Moving on, we've got the Player of the Year nomination coming up for 2025. 2024. So yeah, mostly South Africans. 3 South African: Eben Nesbitt, Peter-Steph du Toit, and Cheslin Kobe. And then Player of the Year, Irish, Caelan Doris. It's probably going to go to Peter-Steph du Toit, right? He's been so bloody good. Breakthrough Player of the Year, Sasha Vanberg and Gomezulu. Emmanuel Faye, Wambosa. Oh, that's pretty good. Jamie Osborne and then Wallace Satiti. I think it'll be between Sasha and Satiti. I think maybe Sasha will win this one. Not a single New Zealand All Blacks 15 made it other than Satiti. Try of the Year, James Lowe against England. Lorenzo Pani against Wales, Nolan Le Garrick against France against England, and finally Akaki Tubut-Tadez against Australia. And that was actually not bad. I think hopefully he might win this one. This was in July. I think it was like pretty much like a 90-meter run or something. It was really, really good effort against the Wallabies away as well. So could potentially be that one. Hopefully it's that one because, yeah, it is what it is. 7 players of the year, Anton Dupont. Definitely going to win this one. He literally won the gold medal. What else can you say? Girls, I don't really watch any of the girls' games, so don't really know any of them. You can look at that yourself. Yeah, so some injuries out of the All Blacks camp as well. Samapeni Finau is injured due to a concussion, and then Jordie Barrett, the most concerning one, had a bit of rib issues, but later on he's saying that he's had a bit of a sore knee, so Jordie Barrett might have a bit of a knee injury as well. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Yeah, there was obviously a lot of criticism on Scotty Barrett's decision to kick goals instead of going for the try at the dying minute of the game, losing to the All Blacks. But yeah, I think it's you know, Robertson says he's going to talk to him a little bit. You know, it was his call, but I think it's the way, it's a culture thing. It's not Scotty's call. Scotty don't just make calls because he wants, because let's put it this way. Scotty would not make this call if he was playing for the Crusaders. That's a fact. So it is a culture thing, and I think that the coaching staff, the way they guided the players off the field has led to Scotty made that decision. So you really shouldn't put that on Scotty. I think Scott Robinson needs to take a bit more responsibility for that decision than just saying it was his call. Yeah. Anyway, Steve Bothwick calls for him to get sacked. Tough times, and he alleges that he's got support of the RFU. You know, we know RFU. They had a full support of Eddie Jones, and then, you know, 6 months later, it's gone, right? So Bothwick came in, so you never know. RFU is as fickle as you know, OnlyFans on OnlyFans, I guess. So yes, the one last thing, the World Rugby chairman has been changed, and the new chairman is an Aussie. Brett Robinson has been selected to the World Rugby chair, so we might, yeah, I don't know, you know, I don't mind it being, I don't care who it is, I just hope that he doesn't start changing the game to make it more rugby league like, and that's the only thing I ask of Brett Robinson for running World Rugby, and just embrace rugby for rugby. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys for the previews tomorrow, and with the reviews as well this weekend. Have a good one. Cheers.